Subscribe and hit the bell icon and never miss another video.
One thing followed another, and before I knew it, I was shooting my first feature film in, I think, May 1997. For some reason, I always oscillated towards stories that did not adhere to mainstream. And about this thing about clarity of vision, it's an overrated thing. I have many regrets. I'm living life on the bonus that Scam has given me. I knew him. He was a studio owner. I mean, he could have just picked up the phone and called me. There was no
Yeah.
need to make such a public thing about it.
Hey guys, my name is Shravan Shah, and on today's episode, we have the very talented filmmaker Hansal Mehta. Welcome to MissMalini, sir. How are you doing?
Very good, Shravan. How are you?
I am great. A very happy new year to you, sir.
Same to you.
Perfect. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you back in time, okay? And I want you to remember the era of 1993 to 1999 specifically, okay?
Okay.
You were directing Khana Khazana, okay?
Right.
But did you always want to do this, or this was something that you developed liking over a period of time?
Things just kept happening to me. I did not do them. I did not force myself into filmmaking. I did
Right.
not. So one thing, followed another, and before I knew it, I was shooting my first feature film in, I think, May 1997.
Okay.
Yeah, I was shooting my first film. So, with these things, one doesn't know really. Once I got into Khana Khazana and I realized that, I wanted to actually learn about storytelling, about using the medium. I tried to assist people, and that did not happen. Nobody allowed me to assist them.
Uh-huh.
I did not get to meet the directors I wanted to work with. And the good thing that happened in that period was that I made some really close friends from whom I learned a lot. First my cinematographer Sushil Rajpal was from FTI, who sort of started with Khana Khazana, shooting Khana Khazana.
Yeah.
So from him I learned a lot. And then I met Vishal Bhardwaj. He was one of my first friends from the industry.
Okay.
Through Vishal I met Ashish Vidyarthi, through whom I met Manoj Bajpayee. And so this, a group of friends was formed through whom, all of them were frequent visitors to the Khana Khazana sets. They used to come to eat. But through them, sort of I got exposed to storytelling. I sort of found myself wanting to tell stories.
Yeah.
And I did a little bit of work on television, which again fell into my lap.
Uh-huh.
If I tell somebody that I struggled very hard, no, the struggle began after I actually started making films.
Okay. And when you say the struggle began, after you started making films, what was it exactly? Was it finding the right cast, or was it convincing a producer to come on board to produce the film?
Multiple things. For some reason, I always oscillated towards stories that did not adhere to mainstream sensibilities of that time, of this time, of any time.
Yeah.
I somehow found myself, going towards those stories. I felt that, mainstream storytelling could change. The kind of stories that we were telling could be made more accessible and engaging, but they needed to be different stories. There was no need for a formula. I was trying to run away from the formula. And the struggle was to be able to tell stories that were outside the formula.
Yeah.
And secondly, because when I started, I had the only actors I knew were Ashish Vidyarthi and Manoj Bajpayee. So to be able to tell stories that did not require stars, because I tried to meet stars and all that, and they would not even meet you that time.
Okay.
There was no way, there was no access. There was no access to stars. So this dependence on the star system was something that I consciously began to fight. That what if I tell my story, make it accessible, but do it with newer people. So
Yeah.
that was the real struggle and fight.
Yeah.
It's remained. I mean, it has remained till date.
Okay. Now, recently I was hearing a conversation where actors spoke about the things that they are afraid of. Okay. One of the things that they said that they are afraid of is having a director on board not having exactly a clear vision of what he or she wants. Okay. I want to know if, a filmmaker's point of view today as a filmmaker. Okay. What are you afraid of on a film set?
I mean, one of the fears I always live with is, I get up in the morning, I have a shoot, sort of feel this, incredible uh, thing that will I be able to direct today? Will I be able to take this shot? Will I be able to shoot this scene? And I mean, that keeps you alive. That fear keeps you alive. It keeps you on your toes. It keeps you going.
Yeah.
So, fears. I think fearing something and not being overconfident is good.
Yeah.
I would prefer fear to overconfidence. And about this thing about clarity of vision, it's an overrated thing. I think you have an overall idea about what you're going to make. You have an
Yeah.
overall idea about the approach you're going to take.
Yeah.
But it is a collaborative effort.
For sure.
Actors are equally a part of that collaboration. So if an actor comes up with an idea that what if I do this, it doesn't mean that the actor is unsure.
Yeah.
Or if I tell the actor that do it this way, let's try this, it doesn't mean I'm unsure. It means that we are pushing ourselves to find the best way to tell this story, the best way to bring the character to life. So yes, I mean, we do workshops, we do readings to be able to achieve that. But I mean, that process of evolution should never stop, and by saying that, a person is not clear, it's very reductionist.
Makes total sense. Have you ever been a part of a project where you were so sure about the actor delivering, why he or she was brought on the project, but midway, you kind of start regretting your decision of casting somebody? Has it ever happened to you as a filmmaker?
Very rarely. Very
Okay.
rarely. It has happened, I mean, between, say, my phase from 2001 to 2000, pre-Shahid, the pre-Shahid phase, I have many regrets.
Okay.
Many more than regrets. I mean, I made many mistakes. I made some terrible films, and films that I'm not very proud of. But having said that, I mean, I stand by all those decisions. Whether I made, there's nothing like a wrong decision.
Yeah.
I think what is important is, I've learnt this is that you have to stick to your decision and go through with it with complete honesty.
Yeah.
Honesty, with earnestness, and with respect. That's all that is required. Like Simran was a tough film to make, because very often we didn't see eye to eye on the film, the approach to the character. But never did I regret it. I sort of embraced what was happening. Yes, it was difficult, but I embraced what was happening, and I knew that there would be a day when I would move on from this. So one has to be cognizant of the fact that one day you're going to move on. And so yes, if things are not going the way you wanted to, the way you intended them to go, you will have another chance to make that happen. There's no point spoiling it by thinking about the mistake at that moment.
Makes sense. Makes total sense. Okay. That's brilliant. That is brilliant. No, you spoke about, scam. I want to talk about that a little bit. When you were making, okay, did you even know that, hey, what I'm making today is actually going to create history?
Of course not. Of course not. I mean, you never, these things are never something that you can predict. And I've been in this game long enough to know that. I always keep my expectations zero. My only expectation is that I'm going to put in the maximum effort, and I'm going to hope that that effort and translates into something good,
Yeah.
and that what is good is appreciated. It is loved. So that is all you can hope for. And beyond that, whatever happens is a bonus.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm living life on the bonus that Scam has given me.
Moving from there to Captain India that you're making with Kartik. Okay, how is that project going?
Well, we are still we will be starting later this year.
Okay.
So that's all I can say for the moment. I mean, Kartik has other films to complete before he moves into Captain India.
Yeah.
There's going to be a rigorous period of training and workshops before we actually get into the shoot. It is the kind of territory I have not handled before.
Okay.
In terms of the scale that the film promises, the script promises, and I'm one of the things I've been doing is I've been doing flying lessons. So I'm already beginning to enjoy the process because I have begun to take off from Mumbai airport in a flight simulator.
Wow.
A320. I'm able to take off successfully, and I've had a couple of successful landings.
Nice. That's great. There were reports, sir, that there is another project called Operation Yemen. Okay. That apparently there were reports that there is plagiarism that has happened with the script of Captain India. How true is this?
I mean, it's been resolved mutually. The person in question, I knew him. He was a studio owner. I mean, he could have just picked up the phone and called me. There was no need to make such a public thing about it. But it's been resolved between the producer and him. And the issue of plagiarism was far-fetched, to put it very mildly.
Okay, makes sense. And I've always been an admirer of the kind of films that you do. Please keep doing that because just like me, there are a lot of people out there who love the kind of work that you do.
Thank you, Shravan, and tell everyone to stay safe, stay masked,
for sure,
and keep testing. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Take care of yourself. Bye bye.